Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your weather forecast. My name is Dooley Godot. Happy Monday, and I hope you guys are having a great day today and you had a wonderful weekend. Well, now the Olympics is over, and Team USA lead the world once again with the most medals. So, congratulations to our U.S. Olympic team in all their success in the Olympics this year. But let's talk about the weather forecast that we're going to be seeing across America today. We have some severe weather that we're going to be seeing through parts of the Midwest today and some of the plains as well. We also have some thunderstorms that we're going to be seeing down through the Four Corners and through parts of the Rockies as we have that monsoon moisture to contend with. And we have yet another tropical system that is entering the Caribbean right now. So we have our next potential tropical system, which will be Ernesto once this becomes a tropical storm, which it more than likely will become a tropical storm and even a hurricane. And it's also possible that this will become our first major hurricane of the season, as this could become at least a Category 3 hurricane. In their latest projections, it looks like it's mainly going to affect the northern Caribbean and then as well as through parts of, we're going to see it affect Bermuda. It might hit Bermuda head on. It might be a little to the west or the east, or it might be a head-on strike. It's still a few days away, so it's not pinned down yet, the path, but we are looking at this storm system making its way past the nation of Bermuda this week. So we have the potential there, a really strong potential for a Category 3 hurricane affecting the island of Bermuda later this week as we head towards the latter half of the week. So let's get to our first map, and we're going to look at that tropical storm potential. But first, here's a look at the weather across the country right now. We have thunderstorms taking place through parts of the Ozarks and the eastern plains, eastern Oklahoma. We're also looking at a batch of storms here over parts of Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa as well. We're looking at some spotty showers here over northern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. We also have some light precipitation up and through Maine and the interior of the Northeast and into eastern Canada as well. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and those areas, we're seeing some showers and probably some thunderstorms as well. We got some thunderstorms here over the Four Corners. We're looking at some showers and storms over northern Colorado right now and southern Wyoming. So we do have that monsoon moisture in place. So we're going to see those thunderstorms begin to become more widespread as the day goes on and into the afternoon toward the evening hours. So we're going to see those monsoon thunderstorms glare up again across Arizona, New Mexico, and again into eastern California and Utah and Colorado. We're going to see those monsoon thunderstorms again this afternoon. And so here is a look at that track of the development potential of our next tropical system, which will be Tropical Storm Ernesto. Right now, it's just a tropical low or tropical wave way out here over the Central Pacific, just to the east of the Lesser Antilles, and it is sliding a little bit west-northwest, and that's going to be crossing the Antilles as we get into the afternoon on Tuesday and into Wednesday, 2 p.m. Wednesday. Is going to cross over Puerto Rico and into the east of the Bahamas. It's going to be to the east of the Bahamas, and it's going to be a Category 2 hurricane by 2 p.m. on Thursday, and then into Friday, Saturday, we can see a Category 3 hurricane by Saturday, just passing over Bermuda or just to the east of Bermuda. So it's going to be very, very close to Bermuda before it begins to somewhat weaken as it heads toward the northeast and towards the North Atlantic. We're going to see it drop down to a Category 1 hurricane by 2 p.m. on Monday and it's going to be 2 p.m. Atlantic time. So we're going to be seeing our next hurricane or tropical system. This will be our first major hurricane of the year, and it could affect Bermuda directly. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that. Right now, it's a popular time of the year for cruises to Bermuda. So we're going to be seeing a lot of potential impact to cruise lines over the Caribbean and Bermuda this week, as we have this likelihood of a significant hurricane affecting the Caribbean this week. Again, here is that storm impact for the next impact for this tropical rainstorm, soon to be major hurricane, and we can see it even from the lesser Antilles all across the northern parts of the Bahamas, and well, not the Bahamas. That there is Puerto Rico, and it's going to be right to the east of Hispaniola, and we're going to be seeing it making that sharp turn toward the north and the northeast. But as it does so, it's going to slide right past Bermuda with that main heavy rainfall cone right here. This is called the cone of uncertainty. So we're going to see that pass right directly, possibly over or just to the east of the island of Bermuda. Is going to be directly affected by this hurricane. We'll see hurricane force winds across the island of Bermuda as that hurricane becomes a major hurricane, Category 3 hurricane potential. By the time we get to Friday and Saturday, we could be looking at a Category 3 hurricane to affect the island of Bermuda, which will have a direct impact on vacations and cruises that are in the area at the time. I know Carnival and Royal Caribbean has a lot of 4-day cruises to Bermuda, where it just goes from Miami to Bermuda and back. There's a lot of Bermuda. It's very, very busy right now as far as cruises is concerned, and we will be dealing with that, tracking that hurricane as we move through the week. And I will track it, and we'll have forecasts later in the day, the rest of the week, but we'll have videos tracking in the progress and the development of this next potential, because this is a potentially dangerous situation, since we have a lot of shipping interest, cruise interest in mind. A lot of folks visiting the island of Bermuda right now. Very busy time of the year, so we will be watching for the impacts of Hurricane Ernesto as it develops and intensifies. Again, here's that track of Ernesto. Here's where it currently sits out there just to the north and east of the Antilles. But we're going to see that turn toward the north. And there's the island of Bermuda right there. And it's going to mostly affect it directly. It may directly pass overhead over Bermuda, leaning more toward the west of Bermuda, but it will be a direct impact on the island of Bermuda toward the end of the work week. And here's that potential for rainfall, where we can see that very heavy rainfall, some areas picking up in excess of 12 inches of rain from the Antilles across the northern Caribbean islands. So islands in the north there, like not Jamaica, but we're talking about Puerto Rico, once again, can be impacted by a strong tropical storm, or at minimum a Category 1 hurricane. And as we get through Tuesday, we could be talking about a tropical storm, a very strong tropical storm, or Category 1 hurricane, depending on how fast it develops. But we are looking at the likelihood of a hurricane, or a major hurricane, as we get toward the end of the week. By the time we get to Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we will have it will be major hurricane Ernesto. Again, here's a look at those winds, and you can see those winds here in this dark area right there. In that area right here, this is where we're looking at that Category 3 hurricane area to be. And those winds will be about 140 miles per hour. So we're looking at winds between 120 and 140. That's sustained wind, not gusts. We could be seeing wind gusts to 160 to 170 and even 180. So again, our major hurricane is very likely this week. Again, pay close attention to the forecast this week because of the amount of cruise ships out in this area this time of the year, and the shipping interest, and also the cruises down across the Puerto Rico and the Bahamas as well. That's also a concern. Those folks are also watching it carefully because it will pass to the east of the Bahamas, and what that will do for the Bahamas will increase showers and rainfall across the eastern Bahamas, but we're also going to be seeing a very high surf across the Bahamas as well from the effects of Hurricane Ernesto as it passes to the east. We will be seeing very high surf in the Bahamas and on the southeastern coast of the United States, up to the mid-Atlantic and to the northeast as well, as that storm makes its way toward the North Atlantic. Eventually, we're going to see high surf in the mid-Atlantic that's going to produce rip current. So we're going to see a lot of impacts even on the U.S. mainland, even though the U.S. mainland will not be directly impacted by the hurricane. We will see some peripheral impacts with high surf, rain bands, exterior rain bands from the hurricane, as well as rip currents along the coast, as well as we have very turbulent seas with this hurricane that's going to be making its way toward the island of Bermuda this week again. So a hurricane is going to be probably a definite thing this week, and it's going to make pretty significant impacts across the Caribbean and the Western Atlantic. So as we turn our attention toward the U.S. mainland, we are going to be seeing some showers and thunderstorms making their way across the Midwest and the plains this week. So potentially today and tomorrow, we could see some showers and thunderstorms. We're going to be seeing several rounds of thunderstorms across from the Ozarks down in Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, through Missouri, Illinois, up into southern Minnesota, across Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota as well. We're going to see some showers and thunderstorms on and off across the plains and into the middle Mississippi River Valley and parts of the plain, the northern plains as well. So we will see some of those classic high plains thunderstorms this week across parts of the plains, and those storms drifting into parts of Iowa as well. So we're going to be looking for that severe weather potential across the central and the southern plains this week. A little bit quieter and cooler week across the Great Lakes, the Northeast, and the upper Midwest. So Minnesota will enjoy a quieter. We're looking at a very nice day out there today. We had a nice cool weekend this weekend. Temperatures were in the low to mid 60s, so we had very calm conditions, very cool. It was a dry weekend. We didn't see any rainfall over the last half of that last week and over the weekend. Very nice, pleasant conditions. It's going to begin to warm up a little bit later this week. We're going to see temperatures return to the low 80s as well, and we're going to see the return of some showers and thunderstorms toward the end of the week again as well. In the meantime, enjoy nice, cool, low humidities, sunny conditions out there, pretty pleasant weather across the Northeast, the Great Lakes, and the upper Midwest, the upper Mississippi River Valley. Now, as we turn our attention toward the west, we're going to be seeing monsoon moisture once again down across New Mexico, southern Arizona. We're going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a reprieve from the showers and storms in Southern California, but we'll see those thunderstorms through parts of Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming, parts of Montana as well. We're going to be seeing those showers and thunderstorms. And some of those storms might even occur across the border in Saskatchewan and Canada. We're going to be seeing some of those thunderstorms across the Canadian plains as well. So keep an eye out on the skies in your area, because you can see the potential for some of those storms to be severe, elevated tornadoes. Heavy rain could lead to flash flooding, and it could be some drought relief for some areas, especially the Canadian Rockies and the Rockies, where we've seen very dry conditions and a lot of fires. Some fires that could provide some relief from some of the fire hazards and the fire risk. But we do introduce gusty winds in some areas where it's been relatively dry. We can have dry thunderstorms that could produce lightning and gusty winds, and that could lead to an elevated fire danger in some other areas. Again, here's a look at that severe weather outlook for the next couple of days. And through today and this afternoon and tonight, we're going to see the potential for a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms here across western Kansas, western Nebraska, parts of western South Dakota, eastern Wyoming, eastern Colorado, and northern New Mexico and northern Texas, maybe parts of western Oklahoma there on the panhandle. And the primary threat is going to be damaging wind gusts to 65 miles per hour and downpours. But we're not looking for any tornadoes, but we are looking for some hail and damaging winds and heavy rainfall. And the outlook for tomorrow and tomorrow night is going to be a thunderstorm threat. It's going to spread across the central parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, eastern Montana, and the northern two-thirds of Wyoming as well. So we're going to see the potential for some severe thunderstorms across those regions. Downpours will be the primary threat with damaging winds, and we're going to be seeing isolated gusts from some isolated storms in excess of 75 miles per hour. That is your weather forecast for today, as well as look at the severe weather potential. So for overall, not too bad. Some areas in the plains, we're going to see some thunderstorms over the high plains that could produce some severe weather. Mostly dry conditions in the northeast, relatively lower humidities compared to what we typically see this time of the year. Temperatures are slightly cooler as well, so pretty comfortable across the northeast. A good portion of the Corn Belt, the upper Midwest, in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. So pretty nice stretch of weather right now, so enjoy that. My name is Mr. G, also known as Dooley Godot. Thank you for watching me, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow in tomorrow evening's video. Bye-bye.